What's up guys, Riley here from RP Productions, and today I'm making a video comparing the 2016 Scat Pack and the 2016 Camaro SS. Alright, so as many of you know, these are my top two contenders for my next vehicle choice. Now I believe I'm not going to be alone in this situation. I think a lot of people are going to be wanting either one of these cars. They're relatively same price, they have a lot of the same features, relatively same power outputs. You know, they're very similar in a lot of ways, but they go about it in two different ways. So I think a lot of people are going to be in the same dilemma as I'm in, or they don't really know which car to pick. So I'm going to throw a bunch of you know, specs and stats and all kinds of factual information your way. So I hope to clear up a lot of misunderstood information about both cars and kind of just, you know, explain what's going on in my mind when I'm making this decision. Alright, so the first category we have is performance. Now this one's going to be filled with a lot of data, so just beware, but this is going to clear up probably a lot of stuff. So I gained all of this knowledge from the Chevrolet website for the Camaro, and used a bunch of Dodge websites and Motor Trend's information for the Scat Pack. So both of them are, you know, obviously very reputable sources. Of course it's not the same source because Motor Trend has not tested out the new Camaro yet, unfortunately, but this gives you, you know, a general idea. Alright, so I'm sure everybody is aware by now that GM went ahead and just shoved a Corvette engine in the new 2016 Camaros, so they're putting out 455 horsepower and 455 pound-feet of torque. The Scat Pack, on the other hand, is rated above that. It's at 485 horsepower and 475 pound-feet of torque. So on paper, the Scat Pack looks you know, more powerful, but the thing hindering the Scat Pack is the fact it weighs 4,235 pounds, while the new Camaro went on a diet and it weighs 3,685 pounds. So that right there is a 600-pound difference in cars, and the horsepower is really not that different. Both cars are underrated from the factory. I've seen some Scat Pack dynos of over 500 to the crank, and then I've seen some Camaro dynos. I believe Hennessy posted a video where it ended up being like 480, 475 horsepower to the crank. So both cars are really undertuned. Both cars are extremely powerful. The quarter mile times for the new Camaro are 12.3. That's what Chevrolet says. I mean, there's videos on YouTube of people going lower, and if you want to do all the investigation work that you can, you'll find lower times for both cars. The Scat Pack Motor Trend got 12.6. Once again, there's videos on YouTube of people running. I've seen people in the high 11s even. Both cars, like I said, they're going to be extremely fast. The thing that really gets me is that the Scat Pack can hold 0.97 G of lateral grip, while the Scat Pack can only hold 0.89. So basically what this is saying is that the Camaro can handle a lot better than the Scat Pack, which is quite obvious. I mean, I'm coming from a 2014 Dodge Charger. I know a lot about driving a big boat around. I mean, for the size, it handles itself pretty damn well, but Camaro is just, it's the sports car of the bunch. The Scat Pack is definitely the muscle car. The Camaro, I'm sorry, but it's just not really a muscle car anymore. It is just a straight up performance car, sports car. Camaro, Corvette had a baby, and this is what they got. So this is kind of interesting. The performance data for the 60-0 braking test on both cars came out to 117 feet, which I find that pretty unbelievable that they're both able to stop the exact same distance, especially considering the Scat Pack is 600 pounds heavier. That's pretty damn impressive. But the thing that really gets me with the Camaro is that there's 8.1 pounds per horsepower, while the Scat Pack is 8.7 pounds per horsepower. So the power to weight ratio is definitely better with the Camaro. It's going to be the better overall handler. Everything about the Camaro is going to be ever so slightly better than the Scat Pack. I mean, of course, if you line them up next to each other and the driver in the Scat Pack was a lot better than the guy in the Camaro, the Scat Pack could probably run away. But generally, as a general rule of thumb, you set up two autos right next to each other, you floor them both, the Camaro will win. Alright, so number 2 on the list, practicality. Now this is a big deal for me. I'm coming from a 4-door, can seat 5 pretty comfortably car, to a 2-door coupe that has no back seat room. The interior space in both cars isn't exactly what I would call plentiful, but the Challenger is definitely a lot better in this category. The Challenger back seat can actually be used to fit a human, so that's nice. The Camaro, on the other hand, I mean, anybody over probably 5'8", 5'7" is going to have a very difficult time and even so, the seats are going to have to be pushed way up, and that's just going to be kind of a pain in the ass. But this, even for the Scat Pack, this could be used to my advantage of, hey, can I get a ride somewhere? I'm like, no, sorry, I only got, it doesn't fit more than 2 people, or whatever the case may be. So, I mean, the Camaro is slightly less practical just because of its size. Everything in it is just, tiny. Okay, so the next thing I have on the list is the interior. Now, both interiors look extremely nice, but I have to say, when GM came out with the new Camaro interior, it blew me away. I was like, okay, this is pretty nice. I just really like all the fine leather materials that they've used. I think it just looks a little bit more modern as compared to the Scat Pack's interior. I mean, both of them have features, great features, which I'll get into in a second, but as far as the overall interior looks of both vehicles, I would say that the interior of the Camaro is slightly ahead of that in the Scat Pack. Alright, so this is a big one. Features. Now, both cars are really similar in this category. They both have remote start, keyless entry, push button start, backup cameras. One cool thing about the Camaro is you can have a heads-up display. Both vehicles have performance pages, which you can do like your 0 to 60 timers, your quarter-mile timers, and I think that's really cool. They can both be, they both can be optioned out to almost the exact same car. Navigation, they both have audio, sound upgrades. I mean, the list goes on and on for both vehicles, and it's extremely nice that they're, you have such a wide variety of options on both of these vehicles. But I think just overall the features on the Camaro are a little bit above the Scat Pack. I'm coming from a Dodge right now, and I feel almost as if I just upgraded to the Scat Pack, it's basically my car with a different body style and a little bit more horsepower. But the interior, I feel like it didn't change all that much. They updated the dash, they updated the navigation system, you have performance pages, but other than that, it's really not too different. And so I almost feel as if I went to the Scat Pack, it would just be simpler if I just supercharged my car, if I'm just going the route of wanting a faster car. Of course, there's a lot more to it than just that, and I really love the Scat Packs, and I think it'd be fun to move over to the Challenger world instead of the Charger world, and have a true, American muscle car. But as far as features go, if you look at the options list on both vehicles, I think that the features on the Camaro just slightly outweigh that of the Scat Pack. But once again, very close. Next on the list is miles per gallon. Now I'm just going to go with the automatic data for both of these. The automatic of the Camaro is rated at 28 miles per gallon highway, which is ridiculous. Both cars have the option of getting a 6-speed manual or the 8-speed automatics. Both cars have the option for the cylinder deactivation with the automatic transmission. So basically, if you're getting to a cruising speed on the highway, it automatically shuts down for the cylinders. You don't even know it, and you're saving a bunch of fuel, which my current car has, and I find that to be great. But the thing that gets the Camaro a slight advantage is because it weighs so much less. The Scat Pack, I believe on the highway, is rated at 25, which is what my car is rated at. So, I'm used to getting that, and I actually get a little bit above 25, which I would assume would be the case with the Scat Pack. But if that's also the case with the Camaro, getting above 28 on the highway would be extremely nice. I'm a college student. I live about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes away from my house where my family lives. I do, often road trips going back and forth. I enjoy going out on road trips to different places on adventures and stuff. And I think, just getting better fuel economy is just overall slightly a better thing. Once again, it's not that big of a difference. Both cars have big, powerful V8s, and it's not like I'm, going green on this choice or anything. But it's miles per gallon, I guess, as they say. But if you're looking at it on paper, the Camaro gets a slightly better fuel economy. Alright, so next up we have the fun to drive category. Now this is where it pretty much comes down to the individual. The Scat Pack goes about delivering its power in a way of, they put 245 width tires on the car, so you're just going to burn through sets of tires, you're going to make smoky burnouts, you're going to just, lose traction, you're going to have a ton of fun, it's just going to be raw American power. And that's how the Scat Pack delivers it. Obviously, you can tone that down, and it's definitely a well-behaved car when you want it to be. But I feel like as if I was going out and just went to a track day or something, the Camaro would be a more enjoyable car to drive around a track just because it's lighter weight, it's more balanced to me is, it's a key fundamental in a car. The way Dodge gets away with it is they offer it in a package that makes it so fun. Look at the Hellcats, for example. Everybody gets in those, they drive around and they're like, this is stupid power, why the hell would you need this? Why the hell not? 707 horsepower of just tire shredding power and American glory. Honestly, it comes down to the individual on this, and I can't give a true winner to this because I haven't driven each car. At the time of recording this video, I'm scheduled to drive a Scat Pack, let's see, 2 or 3 days from now, and then the Camaro could be happening as soon as 4 days from now. So both of these should be happening very, very soon, so look forward to the video on that if everything goes as planned. But fun to drive, I think it's just going to come down to the individual person, and it's going to come down to me driving both of them. But I know either way, it's going to be a fun car. Alright, so last but not least, one of the most important things of buying a new car is the car's price. Now both cars are, they're very similarly equipped, similar performance. It really just comes down to, do you want to drive a Camaro or do you want to drive a Challenger? But the cool thing about the Camaro is that it is slightly less expensive. Now, the way I've optioned both cars out, I feel like with my Charger currently, I have an upgraded sound system, which is very nice, navigation system, all this stuff. The navigation system I really don't need, I can go off my phone, but like I was saying, the way I have both of them optioned out, I believe the Scat Pack was right about $42,000, and the Camaro is like right at $40,000 if I go the route of getting a 1SS. If I want to add magnetic ride suspension, magnetic ride control, then it'd be like $41,000. So it just depends on how I would option both of them out. Of course, if I can find either one on a dealership lot for a really good deal, I'd probably just do that. But the bad thing about the Camaros is that they just came out, and Chevy dealerships aren't wanting to take very much off of them. So hopefully by the June of this year, both cars will be slightly more discounted from what they currently are. But on paper, the Camaro would be slightly less expensive, which is a huge bonus for me. Alright, so I know you're looking at this going, well, he made up his mind, he's getting a Camaro. Well, not quite. I mean, although on this board the Camaro looks like the winner, the Scat Pack it's so close in pretty much all these categories that it's really tough to just pick a winner off of looking at things on paper. All the Dodge fans are going to sit there and say, get a Scat Pack, and all the GM fans are going to be like, get the Camaro. And then all the people in between, they're just going to be like, well, I like both cars, they're both nice, good luck. And that's kind of how I am. I have a Dodge right now, but I wouldn't say I'm necessarily brand biased. Sure, it's so much fun, to talk about, oh, Mopars are better than everybody else, but at the end of the day, I'm a true car enthusiast. I really enjoy all cars, import or domestic, it doesn't really matter to me. I like cars. I mean, I guess if I had a preference, I would, rather some America horsepower, but as you can see, both cars, I think I've made it pretty clear, they're very, very similar, and this decision is going to be very hard. And I know I'm not going to be the only one that has to go through this decision, so to all of those of you out there who are in the same situation, or anybody that has their own opinions, write it in the comments and tell me what car would you pick and why. Don't just say, get a Scat Pack or get a Camaro. I mean, elaborate on your choices and be like, this is why you should get this, and yeah. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and no, by no means does this say Scat Pack is not gonna win. But like I said, both of them are so close. It just really depends on, at the end of the day, what I can walk out the dealership paying, which one I enjoy more driving. If the Scat Pack I enjoy driving more, is it going to be worth that slightly extra cost? This is also another interesting thing. I posted a video of doing a V6 Camaro review, and I posted a video of doing a SRT 392 kind of quick review video. And at this time of recording, the Camaro has double the views as the SRT 392. So I find that kind of interesting, but it also makes sense. The Camaro is a brand new car. There's not many videos out on it. I believe at the current time of recording this, I could be totally wrong on this, but I think I'm going to be one of the, probably the largest, if not one of the largest YouTube channels out there to own both of these cars and give, like daily, not daily, but weekly update type things, and come out with a whole bunch of videos for either car. So that'll be cool to be kind of one of the leader, if not one of the leaders, in both of these cars' videos. But I just thought it was interesting how the Camaro video has over doubled the amount of views. So something to think about as well, but this is what is going on through my head. So let me know in the comments what car would you pick and why, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.